Food Network will let you know when you can catch her in the kitchen. Plus,
everyone doesn't have the same path, and everyone doesn't have to go with the path people tell them.
We'll meet a graduate from UTSA who's working to help Black women in education and beyond. And Google released the top searches people around the Alamo City looked up this year. The results may surprise you. We'll take a look at all this and so much more in our next hour. As we go to break, we're expecting lighter traffic as winter break has begun for most students in the Alamo City area.
Good morning. Let's look out there with live cam. We're starting off cold in the 40s again, but we're expecting things to warm up nicely.
Live from KSAT 12. Good morning, San Antonio starts right now.
Good morning to you. Hope you had an awesome weekend. It is time to rise and shine at 6 a.m. on your Monday, December 18th.
Thanks for joining us. Yeah, we hope you had a good weekend. And for a lot of kiddos out there, they're off, but there's some still in school this week.
Yeah, just a few out there for sure, but some folks get to sleep in. Nonetheless, the rest of us have to get up and get going. Mike Ostrage is here with our Monday forecast.
If you do have to head out this morning, you need a jacket, and then you definitely won't need it this afternoon, like was the case yesterday. And on Saturday, we're going to be seeing 25, 30 degree increases in temperatures across the board from the low to the high later on today. Again, a beautiful view of the skyline, and this is the view from the I-10-410 camera. We're back down to freezing right now at Bulverde, 41 at the airport, upper 30s, mid to upper 30s, parts of the hill country, 44 at Randolph right now. Little bit of a breeze in places. Most everybody doesn't have much of a breeze, and that's why temperatures are allowed to drop down to, say, freezing in Bulverde. But that bit of a breeze out there at the airport makes it feel like 38 degrees right now. 34 is the wind chill over there in Hondo. And as far as the allergens, mold and mountain cedar are both on the low side. Throughout the rest of today, temperatures will, again, drop down another degree or so and then warm up very quickly again. So already by noon, we are going to be up to 65 degrees. And then add to that, we top off at 69. Sunshine throughout most all of the first portion of the day, and then we see a few high clouds move on in here later on today. But again, just fantastic looking. This will be the prettiest day of the week, and the morning tomorrow will also be on the cooler side, but then that's it as far as those nice, chilly, crisp mornings. Things are definitely going to be changing as we head into the rest of the week and going into Christmas weekend. Details coming up in just a couple of minutes. Traffic Authority, RJ, what's going on, sir?
All right, Mike. Yeah, been smooth sailing for the most part here. As Mark mentioned, maybe some people kind of sleeping in a little bit. Starting to see a little bit more people out on the roads right now, but no major incidents or crashes right now to let you know about as you take a look at TransGuide real quick there behind me, 35 at Florida Street. You can see traffic moving pretty good in both directions there at 35 New Braunfels as well. We do have one incident to let you know about right now. This is a stalled vehicle being reported northbound lanes at Laredo Street, so people may be coming in from Highway 90, maybe that I-10 area up to downtown. This might be something that we're going to kind of keep an eye on here in just a little bit. I checked the camera just a little while ago. It does not appear to be causing any major delays right now. So if you are headed out of town right now to any of our surrounding communities, here's kind of what we're looking at in terms of travel times. It's going to be about 25 minutes to get out to Lavernia, 25 Floresville, and 25 if you have to head south to Pleasanton as well. 19 for our folks that are heading out to Lytle this morning. So not too bad out there right now on the roads. But again, expected to pick up a little bit more despite the fact that our major school districts are out for the holiday break. But that is all good news out there right now. Mark and Stephanie, back to you guys.
Thank you so much, RJ. Well, she was 22 years old and expecting her first child when her life changed suddenly as she was hit by an alleged drunk driver.
Reina Elizondo suffered many injuries, including a brain injury, and her baby was born with disabilities due to the trauma that she sustained.
She's sharing her survival story with KSAT's Erica Hernandez and her message to anybody thinking about getting behind the wheel this holiday season.
I don't remember a lot of stuff now. I'm having problems with my vision. I can't focus and I see blurry. I have headaches. A lot.
Reina Elizondo doesn't remember January 31st of this year. She was passing through near the intersection of Nogalitos and Zarzamora when she was struck by an alleged drunk driver. At the time, 10 weeks pregnant, she was rushed to BAMC where she would spend 3 months recovering from multiple injuries.
6 or 7 rib fractures, 9 dental fractures, broken leg, broken hand, 6-inch laceration to the left side of her head. She also had lacerations to her kidney, liver, spleen.
Despite the trauma, she was able to carry her baby almost full term, but her baby girl wasn't expected to survive because of numerous disabilities. 5 months later, and she is now what Reina calls her miracle baby.
She wasn't expected to survive. You're looking at a miracle. Both of them are miracles.
Reina is still recovering and is going through many physical therapies. Her life forever changed. Her and her mother want anybody thinking about getting behind the wheel after drinking to please think twice.
Not to drink or drive, get an Uber or ride share or Lyft or ask somebody to pick you up. I never thought this was gonna hit home when it did.
And for the person who is alleged to have caused the accident,
But I forgive you, and Jesus loves you, and he forgives you too.
that alleged drunk driver Mark Walton was arrested and charged with intoxication, assault, and failure to stop and render aid. His next court date is scheduled for February of next year. If he is found guilty, he faces up to 20 years in prison. Erica Hernandez, KSAT 12 News.
In your Texas Morning headlines, a manhunt is underway for 39-year-old Robert Yancey Jr. The Texas Department of Criminal Justice says he escaped over the weekend from a prison unit about an hour south of Houston. He was last seen yesterday afternoon wearing a black beanie and a sweater and was driving a white Nissan Versa. A vehicle linked to Yancey was found in Victoria County. He wasn't in the car, but the woman inside was taken into custody for an outstanding warrant. Now here is the license plate of that white Nissan. Investigators say he's in right now. It is DNR 9145. Police say if you see him, do not approach him. Instead, call 911 immediately.
A former Texas state trooper has been sentenced to 18 months in federal prison for lying to the FBI about his father's drug trafficking operation. Pablo Talavera Jr. served in Governor Greg Abbott's Operation Lone Star. The FBI says in April of 2019, his father was kidnapped by drug smugglers after the government seized $500,000 in drug money. 2 months later, the FBI started investigating the family. The trooper initially denied knowing anything about his father's criminal activities. He later admitted this was a lie. According to federal prosecutors, he also admitted that he helped his father by using his position to run license plate, quote, believed to be those of law enforcement, end quote. The FBI says he also protected drug shipments and gave his father sensitive law enforcement information.
The Biden administration wants Congress to provide more funds for Ukraine and Israel, but Republicans want our southern border to be fixed first. CNN's John Lawrence explains what both sides are saying.
Democrats and Republicans in Congress are working to come to terms on the U.S.'s border before the holiday break, and time is running short.
They understand that the border is broken, that glass ceiling has been broken, and we've got to stop this dangerous immigration that we have coming to our country from all over the world.
President Joe Biden says providing more funds for Ukraine's war against Russia is necessary to some extent because of the U.S.'s own national security.
For us to fail to come together and support Ukraine in their ongoing fight for freedom against Russian aggression would be a huge gift to Vladimir Putin and Xi Jinping and Hamas.
Republicans say they won't budge on the Ukraine support unless changes are made to the immigration process.
We're helping Israel, and jihadist groups want to hit us to punish us for helping Israel. I will not help Ukraine, Taiwan, or Israel until we secure a border that's been obliterated.
Among the proposed changes discussed, increasing the credible fear standard for asylum seekers and boosting the use of a fast-track deportation procedure.
People in this country are furious at this open border crisis. It's why it's so imperative that the Senate and the House work with the president to come up with a national security package that puts the country above everything else.
I'm John Lawrence reporting.
15 Republican senators are calling for a special conference in January to discuss the ongoing border talks.
Well, speaking of the border, a large-scale migrant shelter is opening in El Paso to help ease the burden at the border. The Border Servant Corps is opening up a migrant shelter at El Paso in East El Paso, near the airport. The group has already been working with the organization Annunciation House and the city of El Paso by helping migrants helping take migrants to shelters and airports, but was asked by the city to expand their services and open a permanent shelter space.
There will be spaces for welcome, for intake. We'll have spaces where legal providers can come in and provide assistance to our guests.
The shelter will have dorms of different sizes to accommodate for families in different circumstances. The group is looking to provide relief for the whole state of Texas. U.S. Customs and Border Protection announcing it will temporarily suspend operations at the International Railway crossing in both Eagle Pass and El Paso. The agency says the temporary closing will allow Border Patrol agents to focus more on processing migrants who have already entered the country. More than 4,000 migrants crossed into Texas yesterday alone.
Conspiracy theorist Alex Jones is asking the families of the Sandy Hook school shooting to accept a small fraction of the $1.5 billion of debt he owes them. The InfoWars host declared bankruptcy after being ordered to pay that money and damages to several of the families that lost loved ones after he made false claims that the 2012 school shooting was a hoax. Jones is now proposing a settlement that would guarantee those families at least $5.5 million for the next decade. An attorney representing some of the families says they're examining that proposal.
A study from a law firm in Louisiana shows Texas ranks third in the most dragged out federal lawsuits in the country. The firm's personal injury lawyers looked at 12 months of data across 13,000 suits from the moment a case was filed to when it concluded in court. Behind Louisiana and Idaho, it takes Texas at least 13 months on average for a federal civil lawsuit to be completed. The study shows the Lone Star State also takes at least a year to fully process a civil suit. Right now, 10 minutes past the hour on your Monday morning, 47 degrees.
Alamo City is heading to Food Network's Kids Baking Championship. That's ahead in GMSA at 6.
Is San Antonio the new city of love? Well, a new study from Wallet Hub that might just give you your heart, give you hard eyes.
Yeah,
like the emoji.
The emoji.
Okay. Sorry, after the break.
Like a cartoon.
Okay.
There you go. Looking outside, we have lovely weather today. Well, at least later this afternoon it'll be nice. Right now it's kind of cold, 47 degrees.
Just about 6:15, Google released 2023's biggest searches for San Antonio. Alamo City is the only city in the country that had a dessert near me ranked in the top 5. Panaderia or Mexican bakery near me takes the 5th most searched spot, with veterinarian near me being the most popular search for any business here in San Antonio.
And for TV shows, The Last of Us was a top show search in our area. For music, the Eras Tour placed #1, despite Taylor Swift not stopping here. And we all know San Antonio loves their sports, especially boxing. So 4 of the 5 top searches for versus were for boxing matches, with Canelo Alvarez versus John Ryder coming up at #1.
All right, a new report from Wallet Hub compared almost 200 cities across the U.S. to find what are the best and worst cities for people that are single. Researchers looked at economics, dating opportunities, and options for things to do. And San Antonio placed 87th out of 182 on the list. Seattle #1, Columbia, Maryland ranked dead last. The highest city on the list is Austin, in 5th place for singles.
Yeah, I can see that. It's a fun place. Time now 6:15 and 47 degrees for now.
Good morning, RJ.
Yeah, good morning, guys. I'm surprised Wemby wasn't in the top ones for our searches there, but always look for a good dessert. You can never go wrong with that. Some of the good desserts that we have here in the city. Okay, if people are searching for traffic information right now, you're going to see a lot of clear roads right now as we take a look outside. TransGuide traffic cameras, 37 Southeast Military, things looking good there. I-10 De Zavala usually gets a little bit busier on this time, but this, you can see both directions, east and west traffic moving pretty good in this area as well. We're still just kind of dealing with this stalled vehicle there in northbound lanes at 35 at Laredo Street. So if you're heading into downtown from 90, this may cause a little bit of a backup there, but our maps aren't showing any major delays at the moment. As we take an expanded view here, a citywide view of our traffic maps, you can see that it's pretty smooth sailing throughout the entire city. The only thing that is popping up on our maps right now is fire department activity there, and that's going to be some unauthorized burning. That's the way it's being listed right now on the SAFD page. So that's, I believe, on Dory Street. So if you guys live around that area, you may see some extra fire department activity out there, but because some unauthorized burning taking place out there.
At 6 o'clock in the morning?
At 6 in the morning, so yeah.
What the heck is going on?
Maybe they thought nobody would notice.
Maybe. Get it done early.
That's true.
Oh, that's just throwing that out there. So
waking up surprised.
All right, love this picture, and I wonder, because reading the caption, you know, it says, my cat's ready for Christmas, or is bummed it's not a real tree. But does that matter to a cat if it's a real tree or not a real tree?
I don't think it does.
No, I don't think
as long
so
as they're, you know, there are fun ornaments to play with.
Yeah, it's still a climbing toy.
Yeah.
So it's a very serious look in the cat's face, though. Okay. Well, thank you for the picture, Oscar.
Busted.
Appreciate that one.
Busted.
And oh, look at the beautiful, beautiful. Are you starting to see the glow out there? Okay, a little bit of it. And I can't tell if that is an airplane or perhaps the planet Venus coming up, maybe, or is it moving? I will check my app in just a moment. All right, the clear skies out there right now. The reason why we had all those beautiful blue skies around the weekend, you go upstairs in the atmosphere and this darker shade of gray indicates very, very dry air upstairs. Now, we do have a little bit more moisture coming on in here that's coming in from the west. And so maybe by later on today, milky shade of the sky, a couple of high clouds, still a great looking day, big warm up throughout the day as well. We're starting off with temperatures in the 30s and 40s, down around normal, and then we make it up above normal. So again, 25, close to 30-degree rise in temperatures throughout the day. Satellite picture, nothing going on, of course. And around the country, it's pretty much on the bookends. We've got this low out here, and that's what we're going to keep an eye on. You can see that bit of a counterclockwise rotation. That's what we're going to keep an eye on for later on in the week and the weekend. But it's one of those where kind of sort of has a mind of its own. More on that in a second. And then off to the northeast, there is a lot of rain out there. So there may be some potential delays as far as things getting going in some of those flights. But otherwise, as the week rolls on, this is what long-range computer model looks like. That rain moves on out of here. We'll still have throughout the day some snow in around the Great Lakes, and then mid portion of the week, Tuesday into Wednesday, really not bad as far as any travel around the country is concerned. But again, now there we'll start to see a couple of showers by Thursday, and we're going to have to watch that big low off there to the southwest of us, because as that moves in our direction, that and other little disturbances are going to have a couple of showers around here for us. But again, as far as other places around the country traveling this week, not too bad. We're going to make it up to 69 degrees today. Plenty of sunshine again. Some of those high clouds start to work in here later on today. Tomorrow, another very cold start. Normal low temperature down in the low 40s, then up to 67 again. Then it all changes. Humidity works its way back in here. Nowhere near as cold in the morning. I mean, still cool, obviously. And then 70 and mid 70s by the weekend. Low temperatures only around 60.
What's in the box?
What's in the box?
Yeah.
I'm not going to tell you.
What's in the box? Come on.
No.
Train set.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm not gonna...
Okay.
Find out Sunday.
Okay. I'll keep asking.
What do you do? Like try and tear the paper a little bit in gifts and try and read what it is?
That's what tape is for. 620, 47 degrees.
I do that.
Well, it's beginning to look a lot like Buc-ee's. After the break, we're going to show you a gingerbread house that will be sure to win the decorating contest this holiday season.
COPD isn't pretty. I'm out of breath and often out of the picture. But this is my story. And with Once Daily Trelegy, it can still be beautiful. Because with 3 medicines and 1 inhaler, Trelegy keeps my airways open for a full 24 hours and prevents future flare-ups. Trelegy also improves lung function, so I can breathe more freely all day and night.
Trelegy won't replace a rescue inhaler for sudden breathing problems. Tell your doctor if you have a heart condition or high blood pressure before taking it. Do not take Trelegy more than prescribed. Trelegy may increase your risk of thrush, pneumonia, and osteoporosis. Call your doctor if worsened breathing, chest pain, mouth or tongue swelling, problems urinating, vision changes, or eye pain occur.
What a wonderful world.
Ask your doctor about Once Daily Trelegy for COPD, because breathing should be beautiful all day and night.
While it's the most wonderful time of the year, Texans love Buc-ee's every day of the year. What you're looking at is a Buc-ee's gingerbread house made by a tax collector's office up in Round Rock with graham crackers, icing, and candy. It's a replica of the Buc-ee's Bastrop location. You can also see Santa taking off after getting some beaver nuggets. Of course, we are sure it'll be a frequent stop for him come Christmas if you can get a spot at the pump.
Oh, yeah.
Or the recharge station.
A lot of competition
Yeah.
there. San Antonio local 12-year-old Lila is heading to the Kids Baking Championship on Food Network. So along with 11 other kiddos, she has a chance to win $25,000, a spot in Food Network magazine, and the title of Kids Baking Champion. The season premieres on New Year's Day, and we are rooting for you, Lila.
Go get them, Lila. HBO's Christmas gift to us, another season of Curb Your Enthusiasm is coming in February. Even though it'll be the last season, there will be 10 episodes with a series finale airing April 7th. It'll cap a run for the series that debuted way back in the year 2000.
Oh, wow. In a statement, creator Larry David says he can now go back to being the kind person he was before he, quote, got derailed by portraying his malignant character, now, end quote. Along with David, Cheryl Hines, Jeff Garland, Richard Lewis, and Ted Danson, all set to star in the final season. Now, Curb Your Enthusiasm has won 2 Emmys and 1 Golden Globe Award. I didn't realize it'd been going on for that long.
That long. You took the words right out of my mouth.
Yeah.
I didn't think it was 2000. Gosh, a long run. 625, 45 degrees.
Ultimate goal is to get into a faculty position where I could be in the classroom setting.
And ahead of our second half, we're going to meet a graduate from UTSA with a remarkable mission.
Right now, we have 370 families still waiting for adoption in the programs.
It's the giving season, and San Antonio nonprofit Soldiers Angels still needs help. We'll hear from the president and CEO up next.
And let's look outside with TransGuide, looking over at I-37 at Houston, where things are moving this morning. And I-37 at Hackberry, a lot of kiddos off this week, so maybe the roads will look okay. We're going to get another check with RJ Marcus very soon.
Winter break has begun for most families here in South Texas. Waking up on a Monday morning, beautiful sunrise, and still a bit on the cold side. Good morning, everybody. It's 6:30 on your Monday, December 18th, 1 week away from Christmas.
No, the countdown is really on this time, so we hope you've got most of your shopping done. If not, the weather will be nice for it.
It will. Mike Osterage is here, and Mike, beautiful start to the day out there.
Yeah, just can't beat that picture. And if you are heading on out to do a little bit of shopping today, fantastic. Need a coat this morning. You won't need it in the afternoon. And that's going to be the situation tomorrow as well. Then things do start to change. First of all, let's just savor this beautiful picture. Sun's going to be peeking over the horizon, not for about another 50 minutes or so until 20 after 7, right around in there. 41 degrees. Dew point stands at 36. So we've got relatively dry air, clear skies, obviously, bit of a breeze out there, but in some places there is no wind, and so that's why it is much colder, down to freezing right now at Bulverde, 38 Comfort, 36 in Bandera, and a little bit of a wind chill in spots here in town with that 5-mile-per-hour breeze, but when it's this chilly, it doesn't take much. Feels like 34 at Hondo, and the wind chill right now is 33 up the road in Kerrville. Both Mold and Mountain Cedar are on the low side. The updated count's going to come out a little bit later on this morning. And this morning, like I said, beautiful, sunny, big warm up throughout the day. So jacket, then you won't need it in the afternoon. Same thing tomorrow, but we are going to have more clouds that are going to be moving in here. We'll see a few high clouds later on today, but they'll thicken up overnight, and tomorrow still be in the upper 60s, so we'll still be slightly above normal. Then we get into the rest of the week, and that's when the humidity returns. That's going to make for milder mornings and a couple little showers here or there. Maybe 1 or 2 early on Wednesday, and then Thursday, Friday, a shower scattered about, perhaps a little bit better chance on Friday. We go into Christmas weekend. Yeah, it's going to be very warm. We're looking at mid-70s Saturday and Sunday, a shower or 2. Christmas Day, still going to be on the warm side and maybe a sprinkle. All the details coming up in just a couple of minutes. Traffic Authority. So, a lot of kids are off for Christmas break.
Yes.
Not as much traffic, right?
Yeah, you could definitely see that, Mike, on the roads this morning. Definitely a Monday out there. Some people getting a late start, but traffic, that's good. We're getting things moving here, both directions. A lot of parts of the city. You take a look behind me, US 90 at Couples Road. Traffic moving pretty good there. That's always kind of a little trouble spot, so it's good to see that we're getting traffic in that area through. We do have a stalled vehicle being reported right now south of downtown, so it's been out there for a little while. This is the northbound lanes of 35 at Laredo Street, so you can see this is basically headed up to Cesar Chavez. And again, if you're coming off of US 90 or this sort of I-10 area, just keep this in mind because I believe they are still out there. Crews, I'll continue to kind of check up on this one here. Guys, you guys were talking about shopping, and we do have a big closure taking place here on the northwest side out there at the shops at La Cantera area. So La Cantera Parkway and John Peace, basically right there, UTSA, the shops at La Cantera, everything around here. We know that it's been very busy construction-wise there over the past few months or so, and now they are closing the turnarounds in both directions here. So it's going to be an ongoing closure, 24 hours a day. And this is going to be taking place throughout the rest of this week. So just kind of keep this in mind if you have to head out to the shops at La Cantera or do some Christmas shopping out there. But again, right now, things looking pretty good across our area. 281 at the quarry, traffic moving pretty good in this area as well. Mark and Stephanie, back to you guys.
Thank you, Sarah. Fire early this morning has left 2 homes with damage. Fire investigators are now trying to figure out how it started.
Katrina Weber is live in the 2500 block of Schley Avenue with that story, and that's near Rigsby and Roland Avenue.
Now, Katrina, I understand there's a chance they may not find the cause.
That's what firefighters told me, and they say the reason is because this house is what they described as having a severe hoarding situation. They say there's so many contents, they might not be able to find out exactly what caused the fire. They do know it started in the front room of this home right here behind me. That fire then spread, they said, to a carport and a vehicle in that carport, and then damaged the home just on the other side of it, on the outside of that home. It's hard to see that home right now because of the fire engine here. But firefighters are getting their hoses together. They've been here since a little bit after 4:30 this morning. They got the call, found this house on fire. They did not find anyone here, although neighbors tell them that people do live in this home. And people on both sides of this house in their homes got out just temporarily while firefighters were battling this fire. Again, they say there are a lot of contents both inside and outside this house that made it tough for them to get in there and quickly knock down the fire. There was a lot of smoke as well. The smoke lingered for hours because all the contents that were in there burning, but they did get it all out now. It's just a matter of whether they can find out exactly what caused this fire. Reporting live on the southeast side, Katrina Weber, KSAT 12 News.
Thank you, Katrina. Over the weekend, we told you about a Kerrville woman was charged with murder, accused of shooting and killing a man early in the morning. Just a day earlier, 26-year-old Ashley Castillo is out of jail, and those charges have been dropped. Castillo said she called 911 to report the man had shot himself, but when police got there, they say evidence led them to believe Castillo was responsible. Now, the department said new information from the Travis County medical examiner led to the dismissal of those charges. Detectives are still working to find out more about the incident.
Wednesday marks 2 years since Lena Kill was reported missing, and police say she was last seen at a playground at the Villas del Cabo apartment complex. That's in the 9400 block of Fredericksburg Road, and despite several tips, investigators still haven't been able to find her. Advocates for the Kill family believe someone has the key piece of information that could bring Lena home.
This family has been waiting too long, and they really need some information on where their daughter is, and if you're able to help, I would say please do. This is a season of hope.
San Antonio police and the FBI say they're looking for any clues, and if you have any information that could help, you're asked to call police at 210-224-STOP.
Some scary moments for President Biden yesterday as he was visiting his campaign headquarters in Delaware last night. A man driving a sedan crashed right into an SUV that was a part of the president's motorcade. The president was not hurt, but you could see them right there. Secret Service agents quickly ushering him into his vehicle and drove away. Early reports say the crash was not on purpose. Wilmington police are looking at whether impairment contributed to the crash.
A new report from the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development says homelessness in the U.S. hit a record high this year. The 2023 annual homeless assessment report shows more than 650,000 people experienced homelessness on a single night in January. That's a 12% increase from the previous year and the highest number since reporting started in 2007. Now, this data also shows families with children made up nearly 30% of those who are homeless.
This morning, U.S. Department of Transportation reports Southwest Airlines has been handed a record $140 million fine for all those hectic cancellations that happened during the holidays last year. 2 million travelers were stranded during the 10-day-long meltdown last December after nearly 17,000 flights were delayed or canceled. Southwest has spoken out saying it was pleased to reach this settlement, and the company is committed to delivering the highest quality of customer service, according to their statement. Transportation Secretary Pete Buttigieg said the fine sets a new precedent while sending a message to other carriers.
And also with Southwest, the airline is offering people who can't comfortably sit with armrest or within armrest an extra seat for free if available. Southwest asks eligible travelers to alert it ahead of travel and buy 2 seats. Then they can get a refund for the second one. Plus-size passengers with documentation can pre-board to secure adjacent seats. Southwest says the perk isn't available on every flight.
Well, fresh with last year's holiday meltdowns on our mind, let's take a live look now at FlightAware.com and the misery map. And due to some rough weather up in the Northeast corridor, we are seeing delays from Washington up to Boston, but the big problems are in New York right now at LaGuardia, JFK, and also Newark International Airport in New Jersey.
And forget Spotify Wrapped. Grubhub has released a list of its most delivered food items for 2023. French fries for the top ordered side dish, and not just with burgers. More than 600,000 customers paired them with a salad. People also kept things spicy. 91,000 customers added sriracha to their meals, and there were more than 10 million late night orders for coffee.
And Grubhub delivers on Christmas, so here are a few places open. Ambler Texas Kitchen is open from 5 to 6 p.m. Boudreaux's Texas Bistro down on the river, 11 a.m. to 10. Frederick's will be open on Christmas from 5 to 9:30. Kona Grill from 11 a.m. to midnight, and Mi Tierra from 8 a.m. to 10 p.m. This is just a few. For a full list, head on over to ksat.com.
And San Antonio is Military City, USA, and there are some amazing organizations that work to help our military families, especially during the holidays.
Oh, no doubt about that. Soldiers Angels is one of the groups, and they're looking for some help. Amy Palmer with Soldiers Angels joined Leading SA to talk about their Adopt a Family program.
Soldiers Angels does so much for so many military families, really around the world. And this holiday season, they are asking to help adopt a family, giving presents to kids of military men and women, and really helping out spouses and all the families that do so much. We talked to Amy Palmer. We talked about a lot. Here's a bit of our conversation.
We're actually coming right down to the wire on our Adopt a Family program this year. We expanded eligibility to include active duty, Guard and reservists that are inactivated and activated. And so because we did expand our parameters, we had a lot of applications this year that were just too good to pass up on getting them in the program. Right now, we have 370 families still waiting for adoption in the program. So we're hoping we can encourage viewers to get online today and adopt one of these families and get them helped for the holidays.
If you want to step up and help out in the Adopt a Family program, we have all the information how to do so right now. Just head to the Leading SA section of ksat.com. We have Leading SA every Sunday at 8 a.m. So guys, we'll see you next Sunday. Back to you.
640, 45 degrees.
I want to just increase the visibility of Black women in college classrooms and just help expose students to different things.
Up next, a UTSA graduate is using research and policy studies to create a diverse workforce. We're going to meet her after the break.
644, this week's great grad, a San Antonio woman, hopes through her research to increase the number of Black women in higher education.
Tiffany Huerta shares her educational journey and her message to other students.
I grew up really shy, and I feel like the classroom was where I thrived.
Jasmine Victor grew up in Northwest Houston, thriving at different educational institutions. She graduated with a bachelor's degree in journalism from UT Austin and a master's degree in public relations from the University of Houston.
In both of those roles, I was doing higher ed roles, like a resident assistant or a teaching assistant. And so then I was like, I really like the higher ed piece of it, really. So then I came into educational leadership and policy studies here at UTSA.
She continued to excel at UTSA, recently graduating with a PhD in educational leadership and policy studies.
The reason I ended up in higher education was just to help different young adults come into themselves and develop and learn different things about themselves.
Victor has started her postdoctoral research fellowship at the Urban Education Institute.
We do research that improves educational outcomes for pre-K through workforce in San Antonio and beyond.
Through other research, Victor found the percentage of Black women in full-time professor positions are really low, and she hopes to change that.
Ultimate goal is to get into a faculty position where I could be in the classroom setting, because I want to just increase the visibility of Black women in college classrooms and just help expose students to different things they may not have been exposed to in their childhood.
Victor is thankful for her parents who supported her in different ways. She has a message for other students.
But you should find the path that works best for you.
Tiffany Huertas, KSAT 12 News.
It's now 6:46 and 45 degrees.
Let's check back with RJ Marcus to see how things are looking on the road.
Yeah, guys, definitely feels like a Monday after probably a very busy weekend. We mentioned all the downtown events, a lot of holiday parties that were taking place throughout the weekend. So maybe our drivers sleeping in a little bit. Obviously, a lot of our major school districts are out for the holiday breaks. So that's good news there. As you see, 281 at the Quarry, traffic moving pretty smooth in both directions there. 281 Loop 410, same situation as well. We've cleared out that stall that was south of downtown. That was over there on near Laredo Street, so we're good to go there. We do have another stalled vehicle being reported there here on the eastbound lanes of I-10 at Roland Avenue. So not causing any major delays right now, but if you are heading up there up towards MLK in that sort of area, then that's something that you may need to contend with as you make your way out and about on the near east side. But again, traffic looking pretty good, guys. We did see some stalled vehicles being reported earlier on 37 on Fair Avenue, Southeast Military, but that has been cleared out there according to TxDOT's website. And again, mostly construction too has been cleared out as well. Just kind of our normal kind of buildup that we see up there in the Live Oak area. But again, traffic looking pretty good right there. Obviously, kiddos getting to enjoy their holiday break now as they get ready for Santa to make his way to San Antonio. So yeah, smooth sailing outside right now. Santa would be happy with these roads.
Right.
That's good.
Yeah.
We need those roads clear for Santa.
So if Santa was down here right now, it would be the heavy red coat this morning,
Right.
but then the summer version by this weekend. So
The summer look.
What is the summer look for Santa?
flip-flops and
a dry fit Santa suit.
something like that. Yeah. All right. I was looking at this picture all morning long, and I just realized what it is.
Well, I mean, it's
two swans.
Yeah. You just thought it was a heart?
I thought it was a heart. Yeah.
Yeah, that's very romantic.
Where are the other 5 swans, though?
Oh, stop.
What? No, I'm sure, because aren't there 7 swimming? So anyway, very beautiful picture. Thank you for that one, Oscar. And I love driving around, seeing all the Christmas lights and everything. Wow. Speaking of lights, yeah, the sun is not up yet. It's going to be about another half hour till it peaks over the horizon. But obviously, we've got one heck of a sunrise on tap. Temperature will fluctuate a degree or two in the next hour or so, and then warm up very quickly throughout the morning. This dry air, of course, warms up very easily. We'll already make it up to 65 at noon. So already going to gain about 25 degrees across the board by noon, and then top off at 69 later on today. So we will be roughly 5 above normal on average around the area. Satellite picture, of course, there is just nothing out there right now. And again, the only thing really causing any problems as far as a lot of travel delays would be off to the northeast. We've got all of this rain around New York, going up in toward Boston, all of the airports around New York right now, and up into the northeast corridor. And also a big hub there around Detroit, Chicago, a little bit of snow as well. So just want to kind of check ahead with that. Cincinnati, not too bad, but a fairly decent hub there. Now, as far as travel this week, things are working out pretty good if you're going to be traveling around the country, maybe any flights or driving anywhere. in the middle chunk of the week. All of that precipitation is going to be heading off to the northeast, and that's tomorrow. Wednesday, we may start off with a couple little sprinkles here in town, but otherwise, you've got some snow over there in Colorado, but again, not bad. Thursday, a little bit on the damp side if you are driving around the state there and heading up into the central portion of the country, and then that works its way up in toward the Great Lakes. But again, traveling this week, especially say today, once that rain gets on out of there northeast, and for the next couple of days, it looks pretty decent. Now, as far as our weather here in town, 69 for a high temperature. Like I said, across the board, about 5 above normal. Another cold start tomorrow, up to 67. A lot of clouds move in here, though. We'll see some high clouds later on today. Those are going to kind of thicken up overnight tonight and then tomorrow. Then the humidity makes a return, so it's not going to be as chilly in the morning. Still cool. Then we get up to 70 in the afternoon. Maybe a couple of showers around here, perhaps a little bit better chance on Friday. And yeah, going into Christmas weekend, it's going to be warm. That's why Santa needs the summer Santa suit. A lot more after this.
Good morning. It is great to be with you. Coming up here on GMA, we're following that dangerous weather from coast to coast. A couple of storms, actually, but the one that's been riding up the East Coast, really coastal flooding being the major problem. And the airlines, there is one big impact to holiday travel and a major headline about one major airline. Also, after high levels of ketamine were found in Matthew Perry's autopsy report, our Dr. Darian Sutton is going to join us with a wake-up call about the potential dangers of that drug and what exactly it is prescribed for. Plus, we've only got 7 days to go till Christmas. Becky Worley's got the best deals on tech, toys, and so much more. And the internet's favorite grandma, Babs Costello, will help us wrap up your to-do list. Also, an early present for all of us, Patrick Dempsey, here live.
Outside with live cam. It's a beautiful day to fly or drive. If you are flying today or expecting someone into San Antonio, our biggest problems again are from the mid-Atlantic. So DC up towards New York. All the New York area airports are experiencing some rain and storms, and also some delays in Boston.
And here in San Antonio, the roads are looking very good this morning at 6:55. Let's check back with RJ.
Yeah, guys, it's been a not very busy day so far on our roadways right now. Did see something just pop up on our map, see if we could get a little bit more information. But we were following this stalled vehicle there, I-10 eastbound at Roland. That has been cleared out, as you can see right there. So let's take one more look here at our citywide map. And you see our map is picking up what appears to be a crash there at 410 and 35, kind of that east side, northeast side area. So we'll continue to follow this, give you more information as the morning goes along.
Spectacular start to the day. Sunglasses and a coat, and you'll only need one of those later on this afternoon. That's the sunglasses. 32 degrees, right at freezing in Bulverde, 43 out there at the airport. And we warm up quickly. 65 already at noon, already at the normal high temperature, even a little above that, 69 for a high temperature. Then later on this afternoon, a couple of high clouds move in here. More clouds tomorrow. Cold start, but then mild the rest of the week.
All right. Nice afternoon, though.
Yeah.
Thank you, Mike. Thanks for joining us today.
Have a great day. Good Morning America is next. We'll see you back here at 9.